This is the Puma Deviate Nitro. For starters, what's new about this and what's pretty exciting is the midsole. It has a nitro-infused midsole foam, a little bit similar to the Skechers or the Brooks, but it has its own personality. It has its own energy giving and cushioning that is pretty interesting to see. The Puma Deviate Nitro has a carbon fiber plate inside of it, and it's the INNOPLATE, similar to the plates they had for the previous Puma running shoes. However, this being a carbon fiber plate, it gives you a little bit more of a propulsion on the toe off, and that Deviate Nitro foam inside with the carbon fiber plate, it's a good combination in my opinion. You give a good cushioning, it has a good rebound, and then with that snappiness off your toe off with that propulsion plate. It has PUMAGRIP on the bottom. It's extremely durable rubber. I believe it's carbon rubber, so you're gonna have a lot of miles in this shoe, including with this midsole. Again, it being nitro infused, I think it's gonna last you quite a while in combination with that outsole. I think it's gonna go at least 450 to 500 plus miles. This is a shoe that you could go a longer distance in, you could go speedy distance. It's a shoe that has a nice cushioning. It could go fast, in a slower pace, you can still manage it. It's kind of a little bit more of a versatile. It's a higher stack height, and I found it to be quite a comfortable ride. The only thing that I felt was bothering me is in the upper. The upper is an engineered mesh upper, and it was comfortable with the toeing, with the toe box and the midfoot grip on my upper foot. Didn't have any issues on there. I found it to be quite comfortable. The only problem was the heel. Now it has two side bumpers on as heel cushionings, and I guess that's to keep your foot locked in, but right in the very back where your Achilles is, there is no cushioning there. And what I found was that the back of that heel counter was rubbing against my Achilles and literally ripped up my skin and caused bleeding after 5 miles of running. In that 5 miles of running, it feels pretty bad. It's a lot of burning sensation. I was cut and it was bleeding, so I had to slow down my pace. It is a shoe that you could go longer distance in because of that midsole and that carbon fiber plate, but that upper really restricted me from going to those paces and those distance because of that heel counter that has no cushioning in the very back towards the Achilles, and it was digging into my Achilles. It's a big issue for me. I enjoyed the shoe in general. The midsole was great. The snappiness of that carbon fiber plate was good. The rubber on the bottom had a great grip. It was true to size for my size 10.5. The only issue was that rubbing against my Achilles, because there's no cushioning, there's no extra cushioning on the back of the heel where the Achilles is. The toe off was great, as I mentioned. The tongue is really comfortable on the top of my foot. It has a great lockdown, a great midfoot lockdown, and it has good toe box room. But because of the issue with my Achilles and it digging into it, causing bleeding, this is not a shoe that I'm going to take to the long run because of that. It's a shoe you could definitely go good distance with if it doesn't bother you. It has the cushioning, it has the snappiness. You could go faster paces for fartleks or for beating your PRs, but this is not a shoe for everybody because of that issue in the Achilles. In my opinion, it's not a shoe that is worth buying because of that issue if you're having issues with shoes that do rub against your Achilles and does dig into it, causing you pain. So that's a big issue in my opinion. The shoe in general overall is a good shoe. It was a very nice ride, very comfortable upper. The only problem was that heel counter. It was true to size, but this is a shoe you could find On Puma website, retails for $160. It was a very nice colorway. It looks great. As I mentioned, it's a high stack height carbon fiber plate, but because of that heel counter, I do not give this a pass, and I don't recommend this for everyone. If you could run in shoes that you could have no issue with it in your Achilles, this is a good shoe. But if not, I do warn that you should stay away from that and look for something else. And that's my review for the Puma Nitro Deviate.